This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today interacted with the country's courageous air warriors at the Bhuj Air Force Station in Gujarat. Bhuj Air Base holds significant strategic importance and has been targeted by Pakistani forces in the past. Indian Army air defence units deployed near Bhuj and Nalia had successfully neutralised multiple hostile Pakistani drones in recent days. During his visit, the minister evaluated the operational preparedness of the Indian Armed Forces in the region and examined the effectiveness of strengthened security measures. Addressing the air warriors, Defence Minister said that through Operation Sindoor, the Indian Air Force displayed not just their might, but also proved to the world that now India's war policy and technology have changed. The Defence Minister reiterated praise for the capabilities of the Made in India weapons during the address. He said weapons made in India are precise and impenetrable. Rajnath Singh also urged the International Monetary Fund to reconsider its decision to fund Pakistan, saying they will spend a large portion of the funds on terror infrastructure in the country. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Thursday reiterated India's stance on Pakistan, categorically stating that talks between the two nations could only take place regarding dismantling of terror infrastructure and vacating Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Dr. Jaishankar said that the Indus Waters Treaty will continue to remain in abeyance until Pakistan puts an end to cross-border terrorism. After Operation Sindoor, Kashmir is returning back to normalcy. Markets are buzz with visitors, schools are open and the flight operations have been fully restored to and from Srinagar. To expose Pakistan's fake propaganda to the world, India will send delegations on foreign tours after May 22nd. As per sources, each delegation will have around 5 to 6 members of parliament. Senior MPs will lead the delegations. In a major crackdown in Jammu and Kashmir, IGP Kashmir V.K. Birdy said in the last 48 hours, a total of 6 terrorists have been neutralised. 2 operations were conducted in Shopia and Tral areas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended greetings on the 50th anniversary of Sikkim's statehood. Taking to X, Prime Minister said that Sikkim is associated with serene beauty, rich cultural traditions and industrious people. Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting L. Murugan leads Tiranga Yatra in Belunia, South Tripura, to display solidarity with the Indian Armed Forces for their remarkable feat in Operation Sindoor. Home Minister Amit Shah congratulated Indo-Tibetan Border Police ITBP on summiting Mount Makalu, which is the 5th highest peak in the world. Lauding their courage and commitment, the Home Minister said that despite extreme weather conditions, the ITBP personnel unfurled the national flag at the peak of the mountain and carried out a cleanliness drive and removed 150 kg of garbage. Indian Coast Guard rescues 6 crew members of cargo vessel MSV Salamat after it sank southwest of Mangalore. Survivors found adrift by ICG ship Vikram were rescued 52 nautical miles off Surathkal coast in Karnataka. A Maoist camp was busted in Bolangir district in eastern Indian state of Odisha. In a joint operation by local police, district voluntary police and the Special Operations Group, significant quantity of explosives were also recovered. India has revoked the security clearance of Turkish ground handling firm Celebi Airport Services India Private Limited with immediate effect. In an order issued on Thursday, the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security said that the decision was taken in the interest of national security. The Confederation of All India Traders has decided to stop trade with Turkey and Azerbaijan due to their support for Pakistan. The decision was taken in the organization's meeting in New Delhi. attended by trade bodies from over 24 states. All kinds of imports and exports as well as travel will be banned. The organization will also launch a campaign against goods manufactured in Turkey and Azerbaijan. In business news, Indian equity indices traded lower on Friday. At close, the Sensex was 200 points down to settle at 82,330. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange was down 42 points to close at 25,019 on Friday. Indian rupee ended 3 paise higher at 85 rupees 52 paise against the US dollar on Friday. Gold futures maturing on June 5th were priced at 92,900 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for July 4th maturity stood at 95,402 rupees per kilo on the MCX. India remains the fastest growing large economy according to the United Nations. As per the UN's World Economic Situation and Prospects report, the Indian economy is expected to grow by 6.3% this fiscal year despite global economic uncertainties. Japan's GDP shrank 0.7% annualized in the January to March quarter, worse than the expected 0.2% drop, marking the first decline in a year amid concerns over Trump's trade policies. Brent crude futures fell 18 cents to $64.34 per barrel, pressured by OPEC plus output increases and a potential Iranian nuclear deal. The Euro Stoxx 600 index climbed 0.4% climbed 0.4% on Friday, driven by healthcare stocks and optimism from US-China trade truce, setting European shares for a fifth straight weekly gain. Alphabet's Google opened a new tab, Google One subscription service, which charges consumers for cloud storage and artificial intelligence features. It recently crossed 150 million subscribers. US, Ukrainian and Turkish delegations began a meeting in Istanbul on Friday amid efforts to reach an agreement to eventually end the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. The delegations include foreign ministers from the three countries and other senior officials. They are being held at a venue on the grounds of the Dolmabahce Palace on Istanbul's Bosphorus Strait. Vladimir Medensky, the head of Russia's delegation for peace talks with Ukraine, arrived for a meeting with a US government official at a hotel in Istanbul. Russia and Ukraine are due to start their first direct talks in 3 years on Friday. Senior Ukrainian officials held a meeting in Istanbul with US counterparts. Ukrainian presidential chief of staff Andrei Yermak said on social media the meeting was attended from the Ukrainian side by Yermak as well as Foreign Minister Andrei Sybiha and Defense Minister Rustem Umerov. Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov, who is heading Kiev's delegation to talks with Russia in Istanbul, said on Friday that peace is possible only if Russia agrees to a 30-day ceasefire. US President Donald Trump said on Friday that the United Arab Emirates and the United States have agreed to create a path for the Gulf country to buy some of the most advanced artificial intelligence semiconductors from US companies. The deal, which was finalized on Thursday during Trump's visit to Abu Dhabi. Iran is set to hold talks with Britain, France and Germany in Turkey on Friday after US President Donald Trump said that a nuclear deal with Tehran was getting close. The EU and the UK will be heading into a pivotal summit in London on Monday, aiming to finalize a landmark defense and security partnership while continuing to clash over fishing rights and food import checks. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer will host EU leaders including Commission President Ursula von der Leyen as part of a symbolic reset in post-Brexit relations. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz arrived in Tirana on Friday, where Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama hosted a meeting of the European Political Community, a 47-member association of all EU states and neighbouring countries. Russia and Belarus were not invited. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that NATO allies will commit to a new target of 5% of GDP for defence spending over the next decade, a significant increase from the current 2% benchmark. Protesters rallied outside the US Supreme Court to defend birthright citizenship as the court hears a case on President Trump's push to end automatic citizenship for children born on US soil. Ecuador's President Daniel Noboa and Vice President Maria Jose Pinto received their 2025 to 2029 term credentials from the National Electoral Council. Supporters of Bolivia's Evo Morales marched to La Paz to back his presidential candidacy, despite court rulings disqualifying him, highlighting the ongoing political tensions in the country. Hundreds of teachers marched in Mexico City on Teachers' Day to protest a 2007 controversial law that professionals claim hampers their working conditions. The teachers are demanding the repeal of a 2007 law that worsened their retirement conditions by increasing the legal retirement age from 58 to 65. Colombia's Senate rejected President Gustavo Petro's labor reform referendum with a 49 to 47 vote, sparking accusations of fraud and Petro's call for nationwide protests to defend the initiative. Former Uruguayan President Jose Mujica was honored with a public farewell at Montevideo's Legislative Palace, where thousands mourned before his casket departed. Engineers at New Jersey's transit went on strike, bringing trains to a complete halt. This comes a day after the negotiations between the rail service and Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen. A Thai construction tycoon and 14 others surrendered to police on Friday over a building collapse that killed nearly 100 workers during a powerful earthquake in March. We're heading for a short break. We'll be back with the Express News in just a bit. Stay tuned to DD India.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. Let's resume. A powerful tornado hit a suburb in Wisconsin, a state in the north-central United States, causing damage and triggering warnings across the state. The Southwest has already seen severe weather with a tornado watch in place. A wildfire in eastern Arizona and southwestern United States has burnt over 900 acres, forcing many residents to leave their homes. Hundreds of firefighters are working to contain the blaze. Heavy rain and flooding in Algeria, located in North Africa, have claimed 5 lives as continuous downpours disrupt daily life. Roads and bridges have been damaged, making travel difficult and prompting emergency response measures. Belgium in Western Europe is facing one of the driest springs on record, with almost no rain since March. However, groundwater level remains stable due to last year's record rainfall, easing concerns for now. Texas in the southern United States is facing a record heat wave with temperature well above average. Authorities urge residents to stay indoors, stay hydrated and avoid outdoor activities. India's capital woke up on Friday to worsening air quality. A sudden spike in dust pollution led to AQI levels falling into the very poor category at most observation stations, according to the Central Pollution Control Board. According to the India Meteorological Department, sudden wind gusts of 30 to 40 km per hour swept across Palam and nearby areas on Friday. These winds carried large amounts of dust from Rajasthan, significantly affecting Delhi's air quality. Ganganagar in Rajasthan recorded the highest maximum temperature, about 46 degrees Celsius in the country on 15th of May 2025 as heatwave conditions continue across several areas. India's weather department cautioned about a cyclonic circulation in the upper air over northwest Uttar Pradesh and surrounding regions, which may impact weather patterns in the nearby water bodies. A weather system is stretching from northwest Uttar Pradesh to parts of Bihar and West Bengal at above 0.9 kilometers above sea level. It may affect weather conditions in these areas. Tamil Nadu's Perungulum wetland welcomed an unexpected summer arrival of waterbirds, including the common coot, surprising local ecologists with this off-season migration. Gujarat Sabarmati Riverfront Development Corporation launched a cleanliness campaign along the Sabarmati River bank, set to continue until World Environment Day on June 5th. Lord Kalagar returned to Madurai's temple on the 9th day of Tamil Nadu's Chittirai festival, marking Chitra Purnami with a traditional procession to honor sage Manduka. London's Saatchi Gallery is showcasing first editions of all Jane Austen's novels to celebrate 250th anniversary of her birth, drawing literary enthusiasts to this milestone display. A South Korean independence hero's calligraphy was sold for over $674,000 at a Seoul auction purchased by the LS Group family, highlighting the cultural value of historical artifacts. The Global Council for Tolerance and Peace in Abu Dhabi has marked the International Day of Living Together in Peace on the 16th of May, following the designation by the United Nations General Assembly in 2017. A brown stain caused by sewage flowing into the lagoons has appeared on a beach in western Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Work has begun to recover the remains of more than 1,000 Japanese soldiers at a mass burial site on a fierce battleground in the Pacific during the Second World War. Shanghai Wildlife Park has recently welcomed several two-toed sloths from South America. Nigeria hosted a two-day masquerade festival this week, drawing participants from across West Africa in a vibrant celebration of endangered cultural traditions. The World Health Organization has declared a polio outbreak in Papua New Guinea and called for an immediate vaccination campaign. A special exhibition featuring a Buddhist statue recently was returned from South Korea and has opened at a museum in Japan's southwestern prefecture of Nagasaki. Relatives and friends gathered on Thursday for Valeria Marquez's funeral, a Mexican beauty influencer who was shot while live streaming on TikTok. Vietnam's VinFast rides the green wave into the Gulf, introducing EV cars in the Middle East after successfully retailing EV cars in North America and Europe. United Arab Emirates and France conducted a workshop in Abu Dhabi. The workshop brought together experts from the two countries to exchange expertise on criminal asset confiscation. Singer Ed Sheeran delighted fans with a surprise performance in Mexico restaurant, which is considered to be one of the most tourist-friendly restaurants in Tulum, Tinampa. Anupam Kher walked on the Cannes 2025 red carpet ahead of his second directorial Tanvi the Great screening at the 78th Cannes Film Festival on 17th of May 2025. Nicole Kidman is excited for the new season of 9 Perfect Strangers. According to Kidman, the new series needed a certain level of comfort and chemistry to take on the edgy storyline. First editions of all Jane Austen's novels presented in celebration of the 250th anniversary year of her birth are to go on display in London's Rare Book Fair. As Akshay Kumar's highly awaited comedy film Houseful 5 nears its release date, after dropping the first song, the makers have now released a new song titled Dile Nadar. Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning's premiere got a 5-minute long standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival. Some even created a small tribute to Val Kilmer, Cruise's co-star from Top Gun. Hollywood stars and worldwide celebrities attended the Women of Worth dinner organized by L'Oréal Paris during the Cannes Film Festival to celebrate emancipation of women. The second semi-final of Eurovision Song Contest was held in Switzerland, with Israel's contestant Yuval Raphael among those going through to the grand final. The favourites to win include Sweden, Austria and the Netherlands. Meta-verified influencer platform Influish crosses 63 lakh in brand campaigns in its debut. According to Meta, this growth is being driven by a shift from celebrity endorsements to creator-led storytelling. Guneet Monga's Women in Film Fellowship spotlights rising Indian producers at the Cannes Film Festival. Award-winning producer made her mark on Cannes by launching a new initiative as it highlights 3 rising women producers from India. On to sports news now. The Indian Premier League 2025 is set to resume on Saturday with a clash between Royal Challengers Bangalore and Lucknow Super Giants. Lucknow, led by Rishabh Pant, are at number 7 with 5 wins in 11 matches. They need to win all of their remaining matches to stay in contention for the playoffs. Lucknow Super Giants announced the signing of New Zealand pacer Will O'Rourke for the injured Mayank Yadav for the remaining IPL season. The Indian women's cricket team is set to play 5 T20s and 3 one-day internationals in England starting on June 28th. Opener Shafali Verma and wicketkeeper batter Yastika Bhatia have returned to India's squad for the upcoming tour of England. Barcelona secured their 28th La Liga title on Thursday when they beat city rivals Espanyol 2-0. Lamine Yamal scored the first goal for Barcelona before Fermin Lopez added another in the 95th minute to secure victory. Lionel Messi is set to return to Argentina's squad for their World Cup qualifiers against Chile and Colombia. Al Ittihad clinched the Saudi Pro League title with 2 matches to spare as they came from a goal down to beat Al Riyadh 3-1. In the SAF Under-19 Championship 2025, India will take on Maldives in the semi-final on Friday. American Coco Gauff clinched a marathon 3-set battle against China as Chen Qinwen to advance into the Italian Open final. Coco Gauff will face Jasmine Paolini in the final of Italian Open on Saturday. In men's singles, Yannick Sinner marched into the semi-finals of Italian Open after defeating Casper Ruud in straight sets. DU is set to host the Khelo India Beach Games 2025 from 19th to 24th of May. The 6-day event will be held under the Khelo India Scheme Sports Competition and Talent Development Vertical. Reigning javelin thrower world champion Neeraj Chopra will spearhead the Indian challenge at the Doha Diamond League, scheduled to start on Friday. So that's it in this edition of Express News. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.